Hello everyone, welcome, I'm used to saying welcome back to that clay channel. And in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how I made all of these Among Us guys out of clay, polymer clay. Anyway, this is actually the 4th channel in a now 4-channel network, where I post different videos on 4 different channels, which if you go to my subscriptions thing, you'll see those 4 channels. And I'll go more into that at the end. I don't want to bore any of you new people, considering every single one of you technically has to be new, including me. So this is an experience for all of us. Anyway, I hope you guys will enjoy the video. I worked very hard on it and put many hours of work into it. It was really stressful, and I was extremely tired once I finished. But I did make all 12 colors, and they all have unique hats on. So let's get into it. Anyway, starting off with the red crewmate. Or Among Us guy. I like to call them Among Us guys, because technically you don't know if they're an actual crewmate until the end of the game. And I think Among Us guys is 10 times funnier than crewmate. Anyway, I decided to give him the devil horns that you could get for free if you play during Halloween. I play on mobile, so I don't buy things on Among Us. I think you can get every item for free if you buy the game on PC. But anyway, now moving on to orange, I decided to give him the cheese hat, because it looks really nice on orange, I think. I think it turned out well. And in this video, I cut out most of this. Like, this was accidentally a time-lapse. The rest of the footage is just the recording sped up, not an actual time-lapse. I didn't know how it would work, so I made a mistake. But anyway, how I make the little oval is really simple. You take a couple bits of clay, then you roll it up into a ball. Then you roll up into an oval. Then what I would do is I would take some clay, roll it into a cylinder, cut it into little nubs. Then I would attach it to the Among Us guy's legs and then smooth it out. If you're wondering why Yellow doesn't have his hat, it's because I added it on to the visor later. Now, next up, it's green lime. Now, I put a little bit of clay in there to make sure that the balloon was nice and steady in his head. Oh yeah, by the way, I gave Lime a balloon. These are all of my go-to picks in Among Us. I do have, my main one that I use is probably white with the headband, unless I'm playing with my friends, and I use black with a fedora. But, yeah, for Lime, what I would give him is a balloon. And I have the list somewhere. I think I lost it. Yeah, I lost it. But that's lime, standing right next to yellow. And I decided that I would create all of the visors later on in the process. Now, I skipped over making green, because that wasn't important, but all you need to know is I made the leaves for him. And then I skipped over making Cyan's body. But the hat, and actually I gave Cyan a pet. I gave Cyan the mini crewmates, or mini Among Us guys. I have it written down as just children. So here is the hat mini crewmate I put on his head. Just stick it on there. Little guy. And I touch up the details to make sure it looks a lot better. Then all I had to do was take another little round cylinder bit to make the pet for the mini crewmate. I think they're both called the mini crewmate. I mean, I know it's called like a mini crewmate bundle in the game, so I don't know. Pretty cool. Ooh, awkward silence. I love it. Anyway, it looks more like an A than a crewmate, but I think it gets the job done regardless. I'm really proud how all these came out in the end. Like, at first I didn't like them because they were shaped really weird. Because I was constantly trying to make these over the camera, which was really uncomfortable. So once I finished this, it made the process, and after I finished these and added more details, they ended up looking a lot better. So for blue, I decided to give him this hat that is apparently a reference to Looney Tunes, which is actually really cool. The reason I did this is because I almost never play as blue, so I didn't have a combination for him. And I remember playing with a couple of my fellow Stickbot YouTubers, and I think it was Stickbot Omar. I think he might have been playing as Cyan, but he had that hat on, so whenever I think of blue, I see that hat. So I just added that hat. So, and for making it, what I did was I took a cylinder, a brown cylinder, cut out two like angle type things, and then I placed it over a red cylinder so I could get the shaping right. And then I pretty much just added those all together. And it did break apart, but it's fine because it actually made it look better in the end. Because if I didn't take it all apart and put it back together, it would have just looked kind of janky. So I'm glad that I decided to fix that in the end. Sorry if I sound kind of tired in my first video. I literally just finished and I forgot to record any of the audio. So this is actually a re-upload. I really hope nobody watched the first upload. But anyway, now I'm cutting out the hat visor right here. I'm cutting out the hat visor. Yeah, the visor. Oh no, again, I'm tired. You know, figure this is relatively easy. Then all I did was I took little bits of brown for the little nubs that come out the top. Man, that's pretty late. Just looked at the time. I'm doing this all in one take. Hope you guys don't mind. I really like Among Us. It's very, very fun. It's free on mobile, so no reason for you guys not to play. I play it with my friends. I played it with a couple stickbot YouTubers. It's really fun. We once got like a full lobby on Discord, just stickbot YouTubers, and I think there were a couple non-stickbot YouTubers who were just there for the ride. Oh man, that was tons of fun. Even when you're not the imposter, because you hop in the Discord calls, everyone accusing each other. It's just fun. But anyway, I did white, as you can see. Again, I'm not showing how I make the Among Us guys anymore. But what I did was I made... Because if you don't know, white polymer clay, to this matter, any clay, when you use it, like any other color clay, gets on your hands. And then when you move on to white, it's just going to cover it. I once made the mistake to make a black figure and then immediately move on to the white details without washing my hands, and it ruined it. It ruined it. So listen to me. Always wash your hands before moving on to a new clay color. Trust me, it works. It helps so much, and you might want to bake your clay as to not mess up the details with the black or the white or whatever. But because I knew I was moving on to darker colors that would mess it up, I decided to make the toilet paper now. Next, as you can see, I did make brown and put the toilet paper on his head. But next up is the fedora for black. As I said earlier, my go-to combination for black is the fedora on him. So I pretty much just made it look like a hat, even though I failed miserably. It still does the job. And as you can see, the shape of the bodies just kind of deteriorates the later I got into making them. Because this did take a while. So the more tired I got, the more fed up of making these I got. So the production quality just kind of went, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But thankfully, I did the rest of this video during the day today. So they look much better. Like the hats and the visors and stuff like that. They look much better now. And now what I did was I took like a little bit of clay. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting a triangle out of it. And actually, a really weird thing is because I made like you know how I'm pretty sure all of you know how to make a circle out of clay or really any malleable substance. You put it in between your hands and you rub them together, up and down, left and right, like in a circle motion, and then it makes like a sphere out of whatever substance you're using. So because of that, my knuckles hurt, like on the inside of my palms. I didn't even know we had knuckles in our palms. I guess it makes sense because they're on. It's just one knuckle. They're on both sides. Like those hurt now because I kept rolling the clay. Like, dude, really? But anyway, I finished the fedora for black, and now I am making the fedora. I think it's a floaty. But I'm making the little flamingo for pink. Now I'm just gonna make the neck. I decided that I'd do the eyes and the beak after I finished just the main base. And now that we're done, we put them into the oven. Now, after being in the oven, some of the Among Us guys broke. So, I'm not sure how glue reacts in the oven, so I'm just gonna take all the broken pieces. Go. Of course, it was the 2 greens that broke. And I'm gonna leave these out. I hope you guys didn't mind the background noise there. I was watching, I think it's that like 2-hour-long documentary someone made on Minecraft YouTubers, which it's really cool. Haven't finished watching it yet, but yeah, I forgot to turn it off when I was recording. But anyway, it's a new day now. This is I started recording all this on today, November 7th. And I'd made the Among Us guys little air packs. So as you can see, I put it on the back. I tried to keep the sizing consistent, but I completely failed, and it's fine. I don't care. But this was the second step when it came to oven hardening. Okay, they're all set up on the thing. I didn't show me making them because it'd get really tedious, but they're all gonna go into the oven. And I even did little backpacks for the mini crewmates. Oh no, the mini crewmate came off. I'll glue it on later. Okay, so now for the Among Us guys visors. Oh, pink is still on here. What is that? That's, I don't know. That might be like, whatever. Now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take a full bar of blue, because you're gonna have to make like 12 visors, and you're gonna want to get a little bit of white. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna mix these bad boys together because we want it to be lighter than cyan itself, because then it won't stand out, and we want it to stand out from cyan to make sense. So, here, let's just mix these bad boys together. Oh, hey, purple. Just mix these bad boys together, and here it is. Ooh, pretzel. No, don't mind if I do. Oh, okay. Don't eat your clay, kids. It's toxic. Anyway, now that we're back from that horrible transition and horrible joke that I made, here we are making the Among Us guys visors. Now what you're going to want to do, start off with a circle, push it down, turn it into a little flat oval, and then stick it on their faces. And as you can see, I did that for all of them. Except for Brown. I forgot Brown, but he did get it later. Now we're moving on to finishing all of the hats for the Among Us guys. Now I don't show all of them, but that's just to save on time and space. And also I did do the glares in their visors, but I did it wrong, and it didn't look good. It looked like they were looking up. It didn't look like a glare, so I just cut it out. But now I'm making the security hat for the purple Among Us guy. And if you're wondering why he gets a purple hat, it's because of Purple Guy from Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, I like that game. Anyway, the security hat is actually from the Henry Stickmin games, an awesome Easter egg. So I call it the Henry Stickmin security hat. And pretty much what I did was I cut it into like a line. I wrapped it around the head to make sure it fit. And then I cut a little circle-y boy to put onto the very tippy top of the security hat. And then because there was still a bunch of dead space, I added a bunch of more blue clay to even it all out. And keep in mind, this is just like a rough rendition of what actually happened. After I turned off the camera, like you'll see later, I did fix it up because I did not want it to look like this. This is just showing you guys generally what I did, because you'll literally see later that it looks a lot better. Because I have to work around a camera, like this big iPad. It's very, very uncomfortable. I like this, how this video is just me complaining. Yeah, like now you can see that it's nice and good. But so now what you're gonna want to do, and I also redid this too, but I'm making a C because there's a C on there for some reason. I flatten it out, and then what you're gonna want to do is once you flatten it out, you're gonna want to take it, and you're gonna want to slap that bad boy onto the hat. Now for the dumb sticky note on the yellow Among Us guy, you're gonna want to take a little bit of clay and cut a square out of it. I'm not joking. It's that simple. And I still managed to mess it up on camera, but I fixed it afterwards. Now, if you're wondering why I decided to do this now, it's because I didn't want to I did the visors after the Among Us guys were already finished. Yeah, and then now next up is then I think the last hat that I'm making. I didn't make White's hat because, like I mentioned earlier, the clay would get super messed up. And so now I just wrapped this black piece of clay around his head. It's pretty simple. And the more I did this, the more I realized that White looks like an egg. If it weren't for the fact that I like the headband on him, I would have honestly made his hat the egg. But now I pretty much just try to hide the line as best I can on the back, where like the seam of where the clay came together. Then pretty much what I did was I took another piece of clay, cut a line out of it, and then what I did, groundbreaking achievement right here, guys. You know what I did? After I cut off the little round edges, I cut another line to make 2 lines. I am a master of engineering over here. The lines are uneven though. Sorry. But pretty much I put those onto the back. And now they look really nice. Yay! But yeah, then I took a little bit of clay and I rolled it up into a little ball. And I smushed it right on there to make it look like a knot that the bands were tied in. Now, let's put those all into the oven for the last time. Now, after they came out of the oven, I dropped all of them, and a bunch of pieces came off, so there's much more gluing than I intended. But this was something that had already happened. I find it ironic that lime and green didn't break at all. It's because they were already broken. So I fixed it, and now it looks much better. Doesn't look like like an Among Us guy with only one limb. Then Cyan's little back thing fell off. Just had to glue that back on. Thankfully, the child on top didn't come off because I probably wouldn't find it. And the little, as you saw earlier in the clip, the other child already came off. I mean, mini crewmate, sorry. Now, the cheese, of course, came off. Now, I was going to glue most of the things on these to reinforce them, but, you know, didn't matter because they all came off. And the backpack little air tank thing came off of orange also. Then for black, the only thing that came off was the fedora. And surprisingly, nothing was damaged. The only thing that was damaged was a little chip. Like, the backpack on orange kind of chipped. That's it. Anyway, white was fine. And I added way too much glue to blue's head. But the hat didn't break at all. Like, I am very blessed that they didn't just get obliterated. Because the main Among Us guys are relatively fine. And all that happened was the hats broke. Anyway, I fixed that, and I did paint some green details to the leaf. And thankfully, the purple guy is fine. Then I had to glue the neck back on the Flamingo. Doesn't look clean, sadly, but, you know, it does the job. Now, the little horns, you have to go back onto red here. Every time I say red, I think of Angry Birds, because when I was like 7, I used to really like Angry Birds. You know, I don't know, I might make those out of clay someday out of boredom. But yeah, and then I reinforced the horns on the back. Now here's a quick little thing. I did paint the dumb onto the sticky note. And now that we're done, let's go through them one by one. Here is the red, and I'm gonna call them crewmates now. A crewmate with the devil horns and the little air pack. The orange crewmate with the cheese on his head. The yellow crewmate with the dumb sticky note. The green crewmate with the leaves coming out of his head. The lime crewmate with the balloon. The cyan crewmate with the mini crewmates. The purple crewmate with the Henry Stickmin security hat. The pink crewmate with the flamingo hat. The blue crewmate with the Looney Tunes hat. The brown crewmate with the toilet paper. The black crewmate with the headband. And last, but certainly not least, the black crewmate with the fedora. thank you guys so much for watching, and now I'm going to explain to you what the deal is with this 4-channel network I just talked about earlier. So, the first channel out of these is that Stickbot channel. That was my first channel. It was originally a Lego channel, but it turned into Stickbots because I love those. Now, that Lego channel is next. At this time, I still need to work on that channel due to some account issues. The original of that Lego channel got messed up, so, we still need to fix all of that. That's my second channel for Lego. Yeah, now, for that gaming channel, of course, I play video games. I don't know, I might do an Among Us video. I really like Among Us, so it makes sense. And then now, we get to here, that clay channel. Now, a while back on my main channel, you'll see a video where I make Ice King out of clay, because I really love making things out of clay. I love it so much. So I figured I'd make a channel for it, because it doesn't belong on my channel. And for this channel, you can expect more clay videos from your favorite video game, and sometimes even movie and TV show characters. What I would like to mainly do, Fortnite skins, Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics, things like that. But I'd like to branch out of my comfort zone, like with this, my first ever project on this channel, and things like that. So I figured this was a nice, easy way to ease you guys into my channel, so I could get to know all of you, and I hope that you guys will enjoy and stick around and subscribe and all that jazz. Anyway, keep on creating my goose and ham sandwiches, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.